You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 28th of May, 2025. It is 69 days after the spring equinox. It is 23 days before the summer solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 9th day of Prairial, the day of the Serpollet, the wild time. The sun rises today at 5:28 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:53 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:18 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 8:51 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 9:31 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute, 22 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing crescent phase and is 4% full at midday. The first quarter will arrive on Monday, the 2nd of June. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the morning, low tide, 5:47 a.m., minus 3 centimeters. Near midday, high tide, 12:07 p.m., 1 meter 58. In the evening, low tide, 5:49 p.m., 15 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, on Sunday, a cormorant could be observed patrolling Hallett's Cove. In good cormorant style, it stayed on the surface, its head looking this way and then that way, until it would suddenly dive, and staying underwater for quite a while, would reappear many meters away. Commemorations. On this day, in the year 585 BCE, a full solar eclipse took place in Anatolia. What makes this particular eclipse so notable is that it was accurately predicted by the Ionian Greek philosopher and scientist Thales. Thales made many discoveries in the fields of mathematics and astronomy. The Greeks believed he received training in Egypt before embarking on his own research. The eclipse of 585 BCE is one of the earliest events in the Mediterranean and Fertile Crescent for which we have an accurate date, providing a basis for calculating other dates in ancient chronicles. On this day in 1802, the Battle of Matuba took place in Guadeloupe in the Caribbean. Although enslavement had been abolished in all French possessions by the First French Republic, upon becoming emperor, Napoleon restored the slave regime. 400 rebellious former slaves, led by Louis Delgrès, took up arms against French troops. At Matuba, they ignited their own gunpowder stores, preferring to blow themselves up rather than submit to defeat and re-enslavement. They also hoped to take out as many of Napoleon's troops as they could. Their rising was unsuccessful. However, in 1998, Louis Delgrès was officially admitted to the French Panthéon in Paris, the place where French heroes are honored. A shameful anniversary. On this day in the year 1830, President Andrew Jackson signed the Indian Removal Act. It allowed the federal government to relocate whole tribes to new lands west of the Mississippi. The forced removal of the Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole tribes out of the southern states followed. The Cherokee refer to this as the Trail of Tears, when thousands died on their forced march westward. On this day in 1892, John Muir founded the Sierra Club in San Francisco. It was one of the first great organizations to promote environmental preservation. On this day in 1961, the English barrister Peter Benenson published his appeal on behalf of prisoners of conscience in London's Observer newspaper. What began as a one-time appeal for specific political prisoners would by July of that year lead to the foundation of a permanent advocacy organization. Amnesty International was born. Finally, we note a rather shocking national holiday. In Pakistan, today is celebrated as Yom-e-Takbir, or the Day of Greatness. It is a major public holiday. National and local government offices are closed, as is the stock exchange. It commemorates the first successful Pakistani nuclear test and the entry of Pakistan to the Nuclear Club of Nations. Talk of a ghoulish holiday. And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 28th of May, 2025.